Old World Blues is a Fallout mod for Hearts of Iron 4, but 11 years ago, Old World Blues was a DLC for Fallout New Vegas. So today we're going to play Old World Blues, the namesake of Old World Blues, in Old World Blues, and it also happens to be quite the difficult path. Many people who played the mod probably don't even know it exists. In Fallout New Vegas, you get to the Old World Blues DLC through this satellite in an abandoned drive-in theater. This place, you're then taken to Big Mountain. This place, but Big Mountain isn't on the map in the HOI4 mod, at least that I can tell, but the drive-in does exist on the map because we know where it is in relation to other places and it can become a victory point. So, here we go. So here there are a lot of major factions from the Fallout world that you'll probably recognize. The NCR, Caesar's/Kaiser's Legion. Like maybe it could be classified as a secret path, but it's kind of visibly available here. Just a little weird how you get to it, but it's not something that you would have a hard time coming across randomly. The first thing we need to prepare for is an eventual war with the NCR and General Lee Oliver here. They're going to try to take our power plant, Helios 1. We, however, are going to turn things around and take everything, including the Hoover Dam here, which has its nice 3D icon that's very beautiful. Like that and the Lucky 38. I don't even think the vanilla game uses the 3D model thing to the extent that this mod does here. Also, if you have seen Old World Blues in the past but haven't played it for a while, the map has changed quite a bit. They added Texas a while back. They added Montana more recently. The NCR looks completely different, and I'm not even going to get into all the ways they changed that. That would have to be its own video covering the history of the NCR and Old World Blues, and I'm sure everybody wants to watch that video. But yeah, we're just going to build a military factory. Our main weapons will be power armor, but we start off ahead in time on power armor, so it takes quite a while to research these things, but like 495 days isn't too bad for ahead of time research. Other than that, we'll just improve our research on our regular infantry equipment and stuff, since we'll be using that too. So we'll research warrior training, combat language, and last, Ohm's Law. We also start off with free counterintelligence from this national spirit, though I believe when we switch over to the Old World Blues thing that I'll explain more later, it will go away. And we'll do this decision to get an arms workshop. I usually would go for civilian workshops early, but we'll want lots of arms workshops. So here's another focus here that gives us 3 quick arms workshops, but I think it's better to do these 4 30-day focuses. Then we get a lot more arms workshops in the long run. And I know, it might seem like we're a really small speck on the map too, but this is the center of the world, so to speak. This mod is based on Fallout New Vegas, after all, which is a climactic fight between the NCR, the Legion, and Mr. House here. And if some interesting characters appear and take over this territory, that's going to change quite a bit. We also have a ton of resources here. We have Helios 1, and more importantly, we have a bunker here, which gives us a lot of very good resources. Most importantly, advanced components, which I guess don't really matter right now, but in the future, we can do good things with those advanced components. Like, there are plentiful amounts of them here and there, but we're lucky to have a lot. We'll also want to start unlocking some of these support battalions to further buff our power armor divisions. We only have so much manpower, so we have to make sure that the divisions we do have are strong. Yeah, and here's the conflict. So we have about a year before it starts, which is plenty of time to build up. And though we're going to war with the NCR, we're only going to war with the NCR's forces in the Mojave. We're not going to fight hull of California. And we'll get this political mastermind here to get more political power, and then once we have enough political power, we'll want to immediately go on to a well-equipped army. And then right now we have no training. We'll want to go on to the highest training possible. It costs a lot of political power though, so I'll probably settle for mercenary training instructors. In addition to preparing the regular way with building factories, making good divisions, we have this arbitrary preparedness variable that we need to increase. It'll artificially make the fight easier if that's higher. And there's a sort of trade-off. If we do these longer focuses, we won't be able to get to some of these really good focuses at the bottom that increase preparedness by a ton. But if we do the fast ones, we get less real resources. And for research, we'll want to do organized agriculture here, because doing this research gives us 250 free manpower, which in vanilla HOI4 is a very tiny amount you wouldn't care about. But in this mod, 250 manpower is a lot, so we care about that, especially playing as the Brotherhood here. So now we're going to start building up the infrastructure a bit to get more resources, and this will be useful later on, like in a long time this will become very useful. We're also researching some basic well pumps so we can begin producing additional water in our cute territory to hand out to our citizens. We will be able to deploy quite a few more divisions before the territories declare on us. So here the battle has begun. They have more fielded manpower, but we have more divisions and better quality divisions, so I think we should be able to win once they stop spam attacking us, which looks like that's right now. We should be able to encircle all these divisions in the east pretty fast and take the Hoover Dam. And the Hoover Dam, I believe, is the best state in the game. There might be a better one, but I don't know. It also has its own mechanic here. And as you can see here, all these divisions in the north and on the Hoover Dam and here, they're all encircled already, so this has already been won. And now we don't really care about the rest of the focus tree. None of this really matters because we'll be switching over to a different country. Well, I should specify this part of the focus tree. We'll have to do this bottom part of the focus tree still, but at least as for stuff up here, we don't have to worry. And here we go, they lost, so we will annex everything. And now as for the story of Fallout, we've already entered quite the interesting alt history. And so now we are very powerful. We still look a little small in the grand scheme of the entire map, but we aren't that weak. From now on though, I do not care what happens. We just need to build up our territory as much as possible. I don't care about building equipment and stuff really. And we've had a border skirmish at the dam with the Legion. The problem here now is that it borders Legion territory and now we control it instead of the powerful NCR. I don't know how that's gonna play out. That's outside the scope of what I've planned in advance for, but I'm sure we'll figure out how to deal with that. So we held against Caesar's Legion in a very short battle that we just had to take a few victory points and then beg for a truce. We'll just have to watch a very special midnight showing of a film, and then through that, the suspense, the comedy, the science, we'll be able to start exploring Big Mountain. This is the true start of Old World Blues in Old World Blues. So midnight science fiction theater. The Mojave is home to the greatest the Old World had to offer, or at least so Elijah thought. Recently, a group of Brotherhood paladins chasing a group of jackals near Nipton completely vanished without a trace. When we launched a retrieval mission to recover their equipment, we never would have believed what we found next. So here we are, we're finally there. It's time for some science. We found the secret Big Mountain, and now we have to secure areas, and there are certain rewards that we get for securing those areas. We only really care about one place, the dome, but to get to that one place, we have to secure all the other places. I've been saving up my political power for this, so it shouldn't take too long, but it still might take a while. Getting political power will be fast now though, because we don't need to do any focuses. We just need to get to the dome. And you can see as we secure regions, it turns red. We only have to get about 300 more political power, which really won't take too long right now. We'll just use this time to keep building up our center base here. Okay, so now we've secured everything besides the dome in this small mini decision thing. So we will secure the dome. That'll take 5 days. After the dome is secure, then we can do the dome focus, which is the only one of these we care about. I don't think any of the others are worth it. Yeah, full Brotherhood control. Well, that full Brotherhood control will be very temporary. We're going to now delete all of our divisions because this dome focus is going to trigger a civil war. Usually we would want to defeat this civil war, but yeah, we're not going to be doing that exactly. It isn't a regular civil war. Usually in a civil war, you both get half the divisions, but this one just spawns in its own divisions. So if we delete all of our divisions, then we have no divisions, and the other civil war faction that we'll be playing as does have divisions. And now we will switch to playing as the think tank, and now we've really begun the playthrough. That was all the build up to this moment. You can bypass all of that and set a game rule to start as Big Mountain at the very start of the game, but I think that's a little bit cheesing it. Yeah, now our capital is the drive-in. It's kind of terrible. And uniquely, we don't really have a choice here. Usually you would get choices when you're starting to play as a country in Old World Blues, but it's kind of, you know, set up for us here. Unfortunately, we have to start our research tree over again, which is kind of a nightmare, but we'll be okay, hopefully. And now that we are playing as the think tank, we have the very special Old World Blues national spirit that doesn't allow us to core states. Like, as most countries, you can core states. Instead, we pacify states using our special pacification field technology. So the game is a little bit different for us now. Our next goal, I think, will be trying to take New Vegas, but that's not going to be easy because of the terrible situation we're in right now, basically starting 2 or so years into the game. So as the think tank, we now have our own special resource, science. We have all these advisors that we can appoint. We're going to first go with Dr. Klein and then do a Mojave dissection to get 50k science, and then we'll immediately settle a score with Robert House. I'm not going to explain everything, but we really don't like Robert House. We're also going to raise a pretty big army. We'll train 5 Robo Scorpions, and then I think we should be able to get some Paladins, even though we're not the Brotherhood anymore. Yeah, we can still get 5 because we have all that equipment we made. But now, since we're not the Brotherhood, we have a cap on the special forces. Yep, and then we can train some lobotomites, our normal divisions, and we'll begin pacifying areas with our extra political power. The first place we'll want to pacify is the Helios Citadel. I think that's the most populous place. The Hoover Dam only has 2 people in it, so we don't need to worry about that. Next, we'll go for a hidden valley. Oh, and I think all these states got reset once we took control of them, so maybe building up all those factories didn't really matter. Okay, so I think we should be able to take out Mr. House. It might not be very easy, but it should be possible. They'll attack into us and we'll get pushed back a bit, maybe. Or maybe not. Oh, never mind. Maybe we can just battle plan and win this. I kind of thought it would be a little difficult. I don't know. I guess not. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought. I guess it is our lucky day, and the strip is ours. You'll do these, and then we can do the unlucky 38 focus and get to the platinum chip. The best thing, though, is capitulating Mr. House has given us a large supply of security robots and support robots. So now we can start making some new divisions, though I just don't think it's going to let us use the security robots yet. I'll have to look into that. Now our main task, though, is to get strong enough to defend against threats from all sides. I'm done being on the offensive. I just want to hold what territory I have for science. There's a lot of impassable terrain, so we really only need to hold like these river crossings, this canyon, Canyon, the North, and the Hoover Dam, of course, most significantly. Also, because we're collectively ruled by the think tank, we don't get very much political power. It's hard to make decisions. So if we want political power, we can't be doing a focus. So we're not doing a focus right now, so we can save up the political power to pacify New Vegas. And I don't know if there's anywhere else we really need to pacify that much. New Vegas is the only really populous state we have that isn't pacified. I might just pacify the Hoover Dam, even though there's only 2 people who live in the Hoover Dam. And now we're going to go over to Dr. Mobius. It's not Morbius, it's Mobius, okay? He's kind of like a vampire robot, kind of. So the most important advisors to get now are the light switch advisors, but we have to decide between either light switch 1 or light switch 2. It's gonna be a very difficult choice. We have to get the sync first. First this sync, and then we have to get the actual sync. I think there's just a normal sync too. Yeah, the normal one. Trust me, these are very high quality advisors. Anyways, we've done a lot for science today, but this video has gone on a long time. I didn't even realize how long it's been going on. The video is probably gonna be like 18, 17 minutes, but I've been recording this for like 6 hours. This game runs so slowly, so bye. We can make a part 2 maybe.